Good afternoon and welcome to Dad's Gone Bad Gaming. Today is Saturday, May 3rd. It is roughly 12:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I welcome you all to No Man's Sky, where today we're going to be doing an abandoned run. I currently have one going, but I didn't really like the rule setup that I had, and I watched Jason plays last night, and I was pretty excited about him doing an abandoned universe run, something I've been thinking about for a while. I just put out some feelers over to the Dread Pirate Citris, who is expressing some interest in also joining on this sort of thing. So we're just going to go for it. So I'm just going to start setting up. Now, again, I'm going to do a brand new save. I shouldn't say again. I didn't say that yet. And I think we're going to custom. Let's customize this bad boy here. So what we're looking to do in setting up an abandoned universe run is, as we go through the settings, I'm going to set everything on the most difficult setting possible. I enjoyed that when I was doing the permadeath run. I found that it was challenging. It made the game feel like a new game. So I decided to go for it. But before I get too far in here, I just have to double check to make sure that we are actually live and streaming. With a little bit of luck, I think we are. Yeah, let me turn the volume up.
Actually live and streaming.
Hey, can you hear that? That's me. Yay. All right, so we're good. So let me just put in a happy Saturday. If I can spell. Boom. There we go. All right, let's get back to it here, my friends. So again, doing an abandoned run. So just getting the game set up right now, going through the different settings here. The survival difficulty is challenging. Natural resources are scarce. Sprinting is standard because that's as hard as we can make it. Scanner recharge is challenging. Definitely noticed that on my permadeath run. The recharge rate was real slow, so it definitely slowed things down. Damage levels challenging. Technology damage challenging. Something to note, what this means is that your gear gets breaks a lot, and that's a thing. So there we go. Let's see here. Death consequences. I don't want to do save deleted because that's the permadeath. So we could do items destroyed. That seems pretty harsh. So let's do that. Universe population abandoned. What this means, it's sort of the crux of it all. This is what we're kind of shooting for here. Abandoned mode removes all alien life forms from the game. This option drastically changes the play experience and will disable the story and tutorial. This option can only be selected when starting a new game and cannot be changed later. Abandoned mode is not recommended for your first experience in No Man's Sky. No doubt. But we're going for it anyway. So crafting items, fuel usage is going to be expensive. That means, obviously it takes a bunch to recharge your stuff. Crafting is standard. That's as hard as it can get. Recipes and blueprints are learnable. Purchases are expensive. Goods availability is scarce. Inventory stack limits harsh. Let's see here, combat settings. Enemy strength challenging. On-foot combat hostile. Space combat hostile. Creatures, predators on. Woohoo! All right, coming down here to ease of use. Now these, let's see here. Fishing timing, these I can change to challenging, so I will, meaning also reputation and standing gain, challenging. And that's it. I'm just going to look it all down one more time, make sure I didn't screw anything up. It looks like I'm okay here. Everything's on the most difficult, except for here, I did not go to save deleted. I do not want this to be a permadeath run. Bad enough if we die, we'll lose all our stuff. So that seems like it's pretty fitting. All right, and again, just double checking, making sure everything's on the far right setting. Everything's all the way over there. And we are good. All right, amigos, let's do this. Oh, wait. Difficulty settings locked. And I think that's right. Hold on, why wouldn't that be right? That is good. Don't mind me, I'm just being like a jello head here. Okay, abandoned, good. Locked, good. Confirm and start game. Let's do it. A lot of fun. I really find that these different game modes in No Man's Sky really change the game, so it's like a real different play experience when you're playing it. So if you're used to playing it on normal mode and you want to try something a little different, this is a great way to do it. And there's very, very, very few people playing in here. I think that's the case, although after Jason played it last night, I wouldn't be surprised if a whole lot more people do end up playing this in this mode. It's really interesting, and in the last update, They supposedly have added a lot of workstations to the star bases, but we're not going to worry about that till we actually get to them. Let's just get this game started here. So again, right off the top, well, it doesn't seem like we're on a massively toxic world. I guess that's a great start. Now, we're not going to be using the starting ship. That's one thing that, All right, so we're going to need some ferrite dust to start getting things repaired. Understandable. And again, in any of these runs, you want to really be resourcing as much as you can right off the start. I think that's pretty much a given. Obviously, I need 75 ferrite dust, and it's going to take a while to get there because of the game mode we're playing on. It takes a while. You know, you're getting the least amount of resources you can off of each squeeze of the trigger on your mining beam here. So, like, for example, I don't even think I've gotten 75 ferrite dust yet. We're trying up to 40. I might have it. That should be enough. Let's check in here, because what we're trying to do, at least right off the start, is fix the scatter. See, I only have 58 ferrite dust. So yeah, no, we're not quite done here. There's plenty of carbon, and I think there's some little rocks hiding in these little bits here. So we'll go ahead and scan those up. But my mind is already thinking to, like, okay, I need to get a spaceship. And I think when Jason was playing last night or whatever it was, it took him nearly 6 hours to find one. And I do recall when we were doing what the heck is it called? The permadeath run, that it took me about 7 to 8 hours to find my first ship. And then I remember the Dread Pirate Citris had found his first in an hour or something like that. He got real lucky. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if we're going to be playing this in the lucky way or the struggle for everything way, which again comes down to finding a ship and getting off the ground and going here. But I think I can fix this guy now. See how it's like flashing and pulsing? That usually means that action is able to be done. Technology repaired. Very nice. And again, this starship, the Radiant Pillar, which is the starship that everybody starts with, cannot use. No bueno. So, and we have very little stuff. Now, to find a spaceship in this game, a couple different ways you can do it. You can get lucky and maybe find one at an unknown building, which is as good a start as any for us. So I'm going to just tag that and start heading that way. Another way would be to set up a signal booster. And I believe you have to use surge batteries with that. But those will find literally the distress beacons that are, hello buddy, stress beacons that crashed spaceships have. Now, because there's no aliens in this, we know that any crashed spaceship we find is going to actually be a crashed spaceship and not one where a pilot's hanging out, trying to, beg you for some help to get his ship up and running. So, again, things are a little different. We're not going to have pirate attacks because there's no pirates. We're not going to be able to have a freighter, which although would be cool, which would be very cool. You guys know how much of a freighter fan I am. That's my bag. Like, all of my best videos are all based around freighters. So it's my thing. I really enjoy freighters. Now, I already can see over the edge of this here, rise, that is some sort of probably plaque. Not like super useful to us in pretty much any way, but we'll go check it out. Can't hurt. Maybe we'll learn a word or something. Not that it matters, because we're never going to meet someone we can use it with. So, in thinking about this, I think in my head, the way I'm sort of structuring this is like, hello, is there anybody out there? Kind of a thing. So it's like, oh, okay, my traveler, for some reason, like went into suspended animation for like 100,000 years, and the whole universe gets wiped out, and here we are. All right. So the imprint of an ancient civilization was once absorbed by this strange marquee, that is. The story of the Vikings somehow spills out in the language of my own people. The noble travelers will be spared. Their journey through the cosmos shall not be thwarted, so it is decreed. The will of Herc commands it. The Viking shall honor the judgment and the beliefs of the ancients. And I can seek help with a language, which would give me a word. I could seek knowledge of the past, which I think would bring me to a ruins. Or I can just bug out. But you know what? Let's just do this. Because I just love the scan stuff. This makes me happy. Now, it's not to say that if it sends us to ruins that we'll find anything there worth a toot. But nonetheless, it's out there somewhere. Oh, what is that? What did it find? What is that purple thing? See? Ancient ruin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a direction, which I think is going to be north. Let's go. Just, no, my ship's that way. South. There we go. Go the other way. We will go south. Oh, whoop. Going to have to deal with the protection, and I don't have any life support. That sucks. All right, I need to get some carbon going on here, and quick. And that means run over to the plants before I die.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Yeah, I know. Will that be enough to get me just a little bit of juice? Nope. All right, so I don't want to die, so I think it's time to go underground for a little while so that we can get a little reprieve from the super bad heat. Again, this isn't really a great start. We don't want to be like, oh no, we don't have any batteries. We're having to go underground just so that we don't fry up. But there it is. So let's look around. Maybe we can find our way to a cave where we can start building up our ion batteries, get our life support happening, which is a great first step in this sort of a game. It's like, okay, how do we just get started? You know, what are we going to need to survive? And that's going to be the ion batteries to make sure that our hazard protection is fully charged, so we're not just completely stuck having to run underground like this. It's not my favorite choice of things to do, but it looks like we're running up against the side of a hill here. So I know this is sort of hard to see. Everything's kind of occluding, but we'll be okay. Again, as long as we're not dying and we're working our way towards hopefully finding a cave. I guess I probably should have prioritized that right away. Would be like, okay, no, find a cave. Because as you can see, I'm in a situation where I have no hazard protection whatsoever. My life force is already down, or life health is already down a wee bit. And it's pretty hot where we're at. So that's not really sorting out super well. So we're not really safe to be up on the surface at this point in time. And, you know, I'm going to go a little ways and I'm going to look around to see if I can't find any of the telltale markers for caves. There's got to be a cave around here somewhere. Pretty sure all planets have them. Maybe even water worlds. You know, that's something I hadn't really thought of. Do water worlds have caves? Who knows? I don't know. All right. This isn't super sorting out. Now, it also would be nice if we could find some technologies. Magnetized ferrite. Again, nothing in the range of what you would find underground. Like solar vines, surface stuff. Fireberries, surface stuff. How far away is that? 235, 225. I mean, you know, it's a direction to go, so we'll go that way. I think with a little bit of luck, we'll crash into a cave along the way. But again, you know, even your first few hazard protection technologies make a huge difference in terms of your survivability on these worlds. Kind of important. All right, so we're just going to keep on walking. Now, I know this is a little bit of the slow going, which is kind of why I wanted to get started with this, because in both the permadeath and this mode, I feel that there's that initial setup where you go from, oh my god, pop, you're on a new world, to I am surviving, to I'm being able to be proactive in terms of finding goals. So right now I'm still trying to deal with surviving. I have not found a cave, which kind of stinks. It looks like I may not find a cave, which, as I said, kind of stinks. But at least I'm going to be heading towards a goal. So that goal is 87 meters, clicks, whatever, away over there. So I'm going to just literally come up underneath this damaged machinery if I can. Because again, we got to stay underground until we can find a cave and get some cobalt and then some ferrite dust. Hey, check this out. Actually, is this a cave or are we outside here? Wow, wicked. We found a cave. Look at that. How cool is that? And there's some buried machinery there. I would be so happy if this thing actually gave me some tech. Now, because everything is precious in the game, and money isn't really going to matter quite so much, then it's kind of important, I think, to do the resourcing. All right, come on. Oh, you're not going to let me fire down there? So this appears to be one of those situations where that buried technology module is underneath the bedrock. So okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can live with that. Let's just start getting some cobalt together. And you'll notice now that we've actually found a cave, our hazard protection is going back up. So caves are really important for your short-term survival. Very, very important.
Technology recharge.
All right. And our mining beam, we didn't get a whole lot of cobalt. I mean, carbon there. So maybe we can find some down here somewhere. Maybe there's some plants. Like, is this even a scannable thing? Are you scannable? Are you mineable? I do not believe so. What about these things? Those are all rocks. But that's good because carbon, we need the carbon for sure, but we also need that ferrite dust. So again, that's how we're going to make the iron batteries, which is going to make it so we can survive on the surface for at least some period of time. Which is why I'm super happy that we found this cave, and the cave has some carbon in it, so that's useful too. Again, doing these abandoned runs or these permadeath matches or runs, you need to resource stuff really bad. More so than ever, because again, we're starting off basically in survival mode, and then we try to work our way up from there. Like even in this cave, like there's not a tremendous amount of resources in here, even though normally caves, I suppose, do seem to have a lot of tremendous resources. And check this out, my weapon keeps depleting, partially because I just don't have a whole lot of stuff. So, and we're trying to pull down some ferrite dust, but equally as important is we need the carbon. It's like this thing is just running on a go-go. Like, oh great, I don't have any more carbon. I mean, any more juice. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get out of here for a second. Come on. It's going to give me any carbon for that? It's going to give me anything if I blast it with my terrain manipulator? And the answer is no. So I guess the other way to do this is to find a plant and literally beat it up with my fist to get the carbon out of it that I need. So like, here we go. Let's see if we can't do this. So if you're ever really stuck, see how I can't get my, nope. How do I, there we go. See, so I just punch it and I'll get the resource that I'm trying to get, even like rocks. Like, hey, look, I'm punching rocks, yay! But I can do it. You know, and we're going to need a tremendous amount of carbon, or at least a whole lot more carbon, to get my mining tool going again. So I'm just going to sit here and punch away, punching away to cobalt. Oh my! It takes a while. Got to have some patience with it, but you can do it. You know, I suppose I'm really just smashing my multi-tool to pieces doing this. But, you know, I'm getting what I need, and that's important. But the carbon is going to be the thing. Come on. And again, this is because I ran out of oxygen to power my mining tool. So, essentially, I need to rejuice my mining tool, and then use it a bunch to get carbon specifically. Oh, check it out, a subterranean relic. Yay, a vortex cube. Marrow bulb, don't really care about it. Oh, does this look all glitched out? Egads. That's not so good. Yeah, we're just going to keep beating this thing here. Now, I can recharge my mining beam a little bit because I picked up a little bit of carbon, but not enough. The other side of that, though, is that everything's recharged, so I can go outside for a little bit. You know? But again, if you ever get to this point where you run out of juice for your multi-tool, so you're just going to end up having to punch stuff. Thankfully, this isn't like Ark, where if you punch stuff, you can kill yourself just because it's just stupid like that. All right. Now, okay, I'm not outside, although from a little bit of a distance, that kind of looks like, you know, a moon and like stars, but it's not. Okay. Still need to find the carbon though. And I mean, is there anything here? Like, that's cool looking, but there's nothing resourceable in it. All right. So again, we're looking for carbon. We need to get our multi-tool kind of back on track here. And although I can see plenty of cobalt, there's not a whole lot of anything else down here. I'm sure there's got to be. All right, let's take a look at this mining beam. So I can do 11 out of 120, so I can recharge it a little bit. But I think I'm going to hold off on using that until I find some more carbon to replace it with. Because otherwise it's just diminishing returns, right? And again, lots of cobalt, but not too much on the carbons and the oxygens. Like, see? Really? Nada. Nothing. Nada. Sorry, I didn't mean to say nada. Nada. All right. So we're just going to keep on going and hope that we run into some carbon in here somewhere before we have to literally bail out. Now, I know we could, and we should, and we will, get more cobalt. Once we get the cobalt, come on, there we go. We can start to make the ion batteries, and I think I have enough ferrite dust that I can make enough, like a few carbon batteries already. Again, point is so that we can get up on the surface. So let's check out where we're at with that. I can make some iron batteries. How many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, this is fantastic news. Look at that. 19 ion batteries. We are in good shape. Not great shape, but that'll give us a little bit of time up on the surface. And let's just go ahead and get rid of all these. Because, again, these runs also become a matter of inventory management in a very significant way. So that gets to be kind of important. Now, I know that I got those because I had all this cobalt. Ferrite dust we know is going to be accessible on the surface. That's not a huge deal. So, by the way, hello everybody watching. Hello there. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, my friends. It's a beautiful day here in New England. Nice and sunny. It's actually hot and humid. Go figure. Oh, it's one of those guys. Now, I'm going to go right over. Oh, I only have the mining beam. All right. So here we go. Now, this isn't great in the sense that he's not producing oxygen, and I have to use a lot of charge just to get him. And I'm just stressing out because I don't have a lot of oxygen and carbon right now. So I don't want to use it up. Now, the good thing is that at least with the terrain manipulator mining tool, all I need is silicate powder, which is easy. No, we want to hit it. There we go. Don't waste the energy. Again, just starting tactics here. Once we get our survival under control, which we kind of do, I think we can start to think about leaving here. What's that? Oh, cave marrow. Pretty looking plant, though. You know, we got these subterranean relics, which are like vortex cubes, which maybe I can sell for something, but otherwise they're not going to be worth much to me because there's... Oh, look, here we are finally coming outside. That's good news. Maybe we can get a little more carbon. I might hang around near this cave for a little bit. I mean, not a long bit, just a little bit, just to get my resourcing straightened out. Yeah, and when you're trying to resource carbon, it doesn't help if you use your terrain manipulator to mine it, because it's just going to destroy it. It's going to wreck stuff. But here, right around the mouth of the cave, carbon. We should be able to get our multi-tool back in track here. Just by taking care of these little guys here. And I mean, it's even tempting to put a base here, but I'm just not ready to do bases yet. However, something I did learn last night on Jason Plays about that is that once you set up a base computer, it unlocks workbenches, if you will, which are essentially similar, not workbenches, but technology benches, like they are in the Anomaly. So you can set up, well, I guess I'll just wait till I get there, but, oh, hey, you Thunder! Nice to see you, buddy. How are you? And good afternoon to you as well. I am doing well. Life's been pretty crazy over the last, few months, so I have to admit I've had not really been consistently streaming, but I do believe that I have some time, and I am back. I've been talking to the Dread Pirate Citris, and we're talking about maybe doing this run together. Looking that we might be actually trying to do dual streaming, possibly as soon as maybe this either Monday or Wednesday night. The idea's on the table. And so kind of excited to do that. I haven't played with Citris in a while, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I've been bouncing around in other games, I have to admit. Play a little Wayfinder, doing Oblivion, which is just fantastic. But you will see us coming back to No Man's Sky. It's a great game. I have to say it's probably one of my favorites, and it's the go-to. Aaron Dufour, hello there. How are you today? Hope everything is going well out there. But yes, excited to be streaming a little more regularly, and I'm hoping to get back on an actual regular schedule, like every Monday and Wednesday or something like that. Not going to make any official announcements until I'm really sure I can do it. But I'm pretty sure I'll be back this Monday or Wednesday with the Dread Pirate Citris. So there we go. But again, we're doing the Abandoned run here. I don't know if you guys caught it, but Jason Plays was doing it last night, and it's something I've been thinking about. I actually did do an Abandoned setup. I didn't quite have it tweaked out the way I want it, but it was fun to get into it. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Something I've been wanting to do. It's such a different play experience too. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's nobody around. I mean, all the alien species. There's no pirates. It's just nothing. So it's a thing. But again, I'm just in the very, very first stage of... Whoops, got to pay attention to that. Sorry about that. I get to talking and I forget. Pay attention to certain things. So again, the idea, we're not going to be collecting up our original spaceship. That is one of the plans here, is to actually go through the grunt work of finding a spaceship. Yes. Like a starting ship challenge. Haven't quite decided what sort of the end game of the challenge is going to be, because I know that each stage of this changes. So once you find your first ship, it's like, oh yay, now you're actually mobile, and you can get up to like the space anomaly and get a few things up there, or get to other planets and that sort of thing. So I find that it's a lot of fun, and that can really take some time, to do the new spaceship. What are we calling it here? The No Starting Ship Challenge, yes. And the Space Anomaly, which is different. I noticed I saw that on Jason Play's stream last night, and once I eventually get there, I'll talk more about that once I do get there. Like the aliens aren't there, so some of the terminals are operational, some of them aren't. But the good news is that you can replace those terminals. I just don't know if I have the stuff to do it, but let's see here. Can I make a base computer? No, I need chromatic metal to do that. But once I get that, once you make the base computer, it literally opens up 4 or 5 more techs, which includes each of the technology stations at the Space Anomaly, as well as a signal booster. So that's where I'm going with that. All right, wait, hold on. Let's take a look over here in the chat here. Yes, like the No Man's Sky, like the No Starting Ship Challenge, yes. Maybe go to the anomaly after doing some objectives, yes. Instead of the center, yes. Yeah, I don't know if it really matters to be like, oh, we're going to escape the galaxy like in the Fugitive run. I'm not so sure that's a viable thing, because also I don't even know if the glyphs are available. I mean, can we find graves? Because it's going to be a heck of a lot harder when you have to find them sort of wild, like in the nature like this. So it opens up some questions. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do it off of my solar batteries, but it's okay. It's okay. Again, just getting up and started here. Yeah, I'm not so sure we're going to do that thing about going to the center of the galaxy and escape into the new one. I don't know if that's really a necessary component to this. But we're definitely going to need to have some objectives once we get past getting, say, a Sentinel ship and a Sentinel tool, multi-tool, because they just kick butt. So, at that point, that's when we can start being like, oh, okay, we're going to resource a bunch of ships and go scrap them and, get money or whatever. But again, money isn't so important in this, because I don't think you can buy anything with money in this. But we'll again explore that as we get to it. All right, there's a cave. That's probably the cave I came out of over there. But I need to just get someplace safe for a second so I can start looking around for technologies. Let's just plop into the cave here and do some looking around. Yes. The ultimate goal is to find a ship, and yes, that could take forever. I remember on my permadeath run, Gosh, it took me almost like 8.5, 9 hours. I think it took Jason like 6.5. Dread Pirate Citris found one in 1 hour. Lucky guy. But yeah, I think the main part, at least the first major step, is finding the ship. Let's take a look around here. All right. Now, the way I like to do this is I like to orient myself to, say, the opening so that I can go at a 360 and not just be continuously spinning, saying, hey, did I see that already or not? Solar vines. So, I mean, that's here. Don't really need that. Oh, there's a phosphorus deposit over there. That might be useful. I'm not going to worry about the starship because we're not picking that one up. BH and plaque, that's cool. Copper. We're going to need copper. That's just a given. Chromatic metal. So that might be my next tick, is to go for copper. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. Now also, I don't know if you noticed, but the ground's shaking all around here, so something's going on. And I don't know what it is. So, all right. Let's get back on this, looking around for stuff, see if I find anything close by for like tech. Copper, obviously, for our chromatic metal, very useful. We got that bad guy right there, but he's not going to be bothering us. So while we're on this planet, getting some phosphorus and some of these other elements wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, copper, that's closer, so we'll tag that one. But copper is really important. That's going to get us off the ground as far as like technologies go. Yeah, my planet probably has Nest. I haven't even looked at this planet to see. So let me just finish doing a circle here. Oh, there's a cargo drop right over there too. Because my hope is that we can bang out some technologies, because that's really going to be the another thing in this game. It's like technologies, damaged machinery. Okay, so there's places to look around here. But I'm not seeing any graves, although we know that graves are super rare, and I'm wondering if they even exist in this build or in this mode. They might. Planet probably has nests. Yeah, more copper, which is great. So we're back over to the entrance here. All right. Just kind of getting a look around. So I'm gonna head out of the cave now. So I have some ion batteries, so I have a false sense of security. And I think I marked something over here somewhere. There it is. Let's go get some copper. Because again, once we get the copper, then we can build a base computer, and that's going to open up some text, and that's going to give us more tools, which we need. I'm probably going to need these too, so I should probably mine up some of that. But I really do find this a lot of fun. I find this challenge of like the no starting ship challenge is a good one. It does take time, but it really kind of puts you to the test. Like, okay, you actually have to do the work. I like that. I don't mind doing that at all. It's a little grindy, but to me, it's always the first few levels of almost any game that I find to be usually the most interesting, whether it's like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. The lower levels are interesting because it's more of a struggle. You have to actually rely on either skill or luck or some good advice. I don't know. Yeah, all right. You know what? I'm going to look just because I said I was going to look. What kind of planet am I actually on here? Well, we got selenium, magnetized ferrite, phosphorus, and copper. The weather is sweltering. Good times. And this is the only planet we're going to know about. So it's a charred planet. Oh, but check this out. The other planets are revealed in this system. So others have popped here. So, we have some interesting stuff. We got salvaged scrap, activated copper, salvaged scrap again. But otherwise, it seems like a pretty benign system. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on here. And again, we are not ready to get off the planet's surface yet. So let's continue to head towards that goal. So again, goal number 1, finding a ship. Hey, buddy. Oh, gosh, you're like a spider, crabosaurus, grasshopper looking thing. Am I? I have to say, probably should also be resourcing stuff a little more than I am, just to make sure that the numbers are continuously going up. And oxygen, or I should say at least carbon, seems to be pretty abundant in the planets and the flora on this. Not planets, plants. The flora, my friends, the flora. those things. All right, so check this out. So this is a copper deposit. Switch over to my terrain manipulator, put it on small mode so that I can try to resource as much as possible, which is going to matter even more in this mode because the resource drops are going to be smaller. You're not going to be having these like, oh, I found a vein of copper and I'm going to get 10 billion copper out of it. Nope, not going to be the case here. So on top of that, also, we don't have as much, the stacks are smaller in our inventory, so we have less room to store the smaller amounts of stuff. I guess it's all proportional. Oh, yeah, got to pay attention to that.
Technology
There we go.
recharge.
Like when I play with other people, like they're like, "Hey, dude, you gotta recharge your resources," and you're right, I do. And I'm always like, "Oh no, everything's fine," but it's not so smart to run it right down to the wire. Like, ew. But hopefully, I found enough copper. Let's come over this side, hit it from a different angle. Once I get my terrain manipulator all squared up. There we go. Now, I was going on big bore mode there, so it was going faster, which is great, but you get smaller amounts of it. So, unfortunately, going this slow, tedious sort of way is the best way to maximize the efficiency of your mining operation. All right. Bang. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Now, again, we don't have the personal refiner option either, which kind of stinks. Maybe there's better words for it, but we'll use stinks as a starting point. I don't have metal plating or oxygen, so I'm just doomed. Can I do this? Let's see here. And the chromatic metal. So, all right, first step, we're going to need the portable refiner. So we're going to need a little bit of ferrite dust and some oxygen. I think we have the ferrite dust, so we can make the metal plating. I guess we can't. All right, we really don't. All right, I must have used that all up in my batteries. That's not great. Oh, no, don't want to be doing that. Meaning that I wasn't paying attention to which mode I was in on my mining operational tool here. Not so great. So we need ferrite dust. We know that for sure. We're going to need carbon, always need carbon. I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where we don't need carbon in this particular game. It would be nice to get to a point where we have a advanced mining laser. That would be kind of cool. We're going to need that before we get too deep in. Let me check over on the chat here. I'm thinking about making a sort of random challenge generator. It could be fun. You should. You should send some of the outputs over this way. And we'll try it out. But I find that with No Man's Sky, it's brilliant in the sense that you have actual game modes, and then you can have sort of like story playing or role playing game modes. Like, for example, the Fugitive Run. That is purely a role playing event, but it's a lot of fun to play it. So. Again, Thunder, I think you should do it. Come up with a random, not mode generator, but like random challenge generator. And yes, reload.
Extreme heat damage detected.
I know. It's horrible. All right, let's see if we're any closer here. I need metal plating and the oxygen. It says I don't have either, but I'm pretty sure I can pop out a metal plate. Or not. 25. See, that's again, I keep forgetting that we're in this mode where everything goes so slow. Like, okay, you want to resource stuff, it's going to take forever. A whole lot of effort for not a whole lot of results. That is this mode. But it's all right. Again, also, when you play in a game and it's just easy and you can just romp right through everything or stomp all over it, yeah, sure, it's kind of fun, but it's not challenging. And sometimes, most games I find the challenge of it is the actual joy. Like, for example, this. The challenge here is getting from 0 to 1. And, whatever it takes to do that. So unlike my primary save where, I've got a big, huge freighter and tons of resources and all this and that, I've got nothing. Really just starting from ground zero here. So it's kind of cool. But again, not getting too far with this whole, like, finding oxygen. I guess what I need to find is the carnivorous plants. And you know what? I'm not seeing them. Check this out. Have we actually found a planet that does not have carnivorous plants or hazardous flora? Yeah, we'll take the fire berries just because. you know, and you know it's rough when you're like, oh, I can't wait to look at these little containers because I don't have any of this stuff. Like, all right, but check it out. You know, now that I'm really paying attention to it, there's no real flora here, no hazardous plants, and those, my friends, are the oxygen bit.
Protection falling.
Oh, my scanner's not there yet. So again, having troubles finding oxygen in this here world, and probably running around in circles while we're at it. All right, let's look over in the chat again here. For the last month, I'm looking for a flat moon planet without hills. Have you ever found one? I have, but those moons that are super flat usually are the super abandoned ones too. Oh gosh, hold on, I'm just frying over here. Boop. And I don't even think I have enough for life support. Oh, I do, 1 life support gel. I guess I got that from that crater loot drop thing over there. All right. But again, oxygen, not finding it, that's going to be a big, big problem. All right, scanners recharged. Let's look for some O2, baby. We need some oxygen. Sodium, hydrogen. That's carbon over there. I don't think there's any oxygen on this planet. How messed up? Oh, there we go. There's a little bit over there. Little bit. But we only, yeah, I know we need a lot. We don't need a little bit. We need a lot. Oh, and we might as well hit that damaged machinery over there while we're at it. Yeah, right. Like, that is super weird. There's like, where's the dangerous plants? Like, I think you forgot to put dangerous plants on this planet. I mean, in a way, it's kind of cool because, you know, it seems like there's such a feature on every kind of planet. I think I've found them pretty much everywhere, even on like complete airless and desolate planets. But there's not a one here. Not a one. All right, maybe we can get a nice like hazard protection module. Wouldn't that be great? All right, what are you going to give me? Ew, I got a mining beam module. Well, excellent. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to go. We'll take it. I guess we'll put all our laser stuff all over here. Kind of dig that. I don't think this is going to... Yeah, see, that's not going to tick in there. But yay, all right. So now we have a better mining speed. Cooldown is slower. So, okay. Yay, we found our first random technology out in the wild. How cool is that? And I want those. I want those. Because even if there's nobody around, I think I can still sell these. And I think I can still use them. We're going to need them, I think, to open up technologies here. Yeah, wow, lucky. Oh, yeah. It's just like, really, is it going to be like, really? No oxygen? Really? No oxygen? Or hardly any oxygen? Interesting. So I really want to get off this planet. I don't want to be on this planet. Oh, man. Interesting challenge. I'm going to need to go find another cave soon and get all that going on. All right. Really? Is the oxygen buried underneath this rock? Oh, no. It's in there some... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, how stupid was that? Ha, ha, ha. I found the one oxygen on the whole planet, and I was in the wrong mode, and I blew it up. That's fire. That is such fire. Okay. What have we got going around here? Metal fingers. Can't even harvest those because I don't have an advanced mining laser. But it does look like there's a bit of a cluster of stuff over that way, so I'm going to go that way. Again, you know, it would be nice to get more technologies, and I hope I'm not going right back to the same one I was at. That would just be goofy. But again, we seem to be having a wee bit of an issue finding any oxygen on this planet. Which is a thing, you know, that's a thing. Are these the ones I already opened? Yeah, they are. Okay, so I'm literally going back in circles here. So let's go this way. See what we can find out here. Unknown building, hopefully not the same one that we already had found. Well, no, we should be able to see it from this rise. Or not.
Protection falling.
Let's see if there's any oxygen along the way. Whoa, whoa, what did I just pass there? Oh, critters. All right. Yeah, a planet with literally no oxygen on it. Unbelievable. Now, it would be a hoot if this was actually a crashed ship that I run into right over the hills here. It also looks like there's a cave there, which is great. You can recharge or get some more batteries. All right, so cave, yes. Ship, no.
Thermal protection falling.
I think that's just a big green striped banner there. Yeah, okay. The unknown building was one of these save and chart waypoint gizmos. Let's do it. Alrighty. I don't think there's any containers here that we can feasibly do anything with. Did I just hear a ship? Did a ship just land around here somewhere?
Protection falling.
Oh, it's so much harder to tell in that mode. I don't know. I thought I heard one, but that was probably just the radar gizmo doing its thing. Let's get our butts into a cave here.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Yes, I know, but we'll be all better fine and dandy once we're down in here. There we go. So, again, we're back on the cobalt mining. And I wouldn't be surprised if, I got to make sure that when I'm recharging my stuff that I don't accidentally use the resources that I'm trying to get. So, for example, oxygen. If I have carbon, which I think I do, I can use that for the multi-tool mining repower phase there, the repowering of it. But also make more batteries, many more batteries. See, we haven't even got to the point where we can look for, with any sort of tool set, a crashed ship yet. So this is all still first step stuff, surviving. But like the other cave, it does not appear that there's a ton of anything else except for cobalt in here. All right. Oh, jeez, just totally wasting power here. Aiming poorly, but here we go. All right, let's go back into our inventory. Inventory, I guess that's the right way to say it. Get rid of these things. Just don't really do much for us. This thing can just go away. Don't need those. Don't need those. They're just taking up room in my inventory. Bye-bye. Residual goop. Probably could use that. I just don't really feel like... I don't even have a refiner yet, so we're still, in progress here. Ion batteries, how many can I make? Wow, I can make a whole bunch. So we'll make 18 more. Okay, so that's good news. That means we can pretty much straight up go right back up onto the surface and continue. Get these like hot peppers, like Thai chilies or something like that. Ooh, sweet. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. And since we're underground, let's use this point to be able to look around a little bit for our next target. Just see what's around here. Buried technology. And which way is that? That is, I think we've already been in that direction. So I think we've already discovered him. Yeah, you see how it's not even giving us a, it's just saying hold to tag. I don't know what that means. Like, does it, all right. Unknown buildings. So we're seeing unknown buildings here, which is great. Whatever they may be. Kind of looking for a cluster of them together. Something a little closer, perhaps. 220 is not bad. Yeah, all right. Let's go that way. We're going to do this one. So, all right. Terrain manipulator active. Let's blow our way out of this here cave. Of course, I'm not really aiming up, so I'm probably just laterally moving around underground. So let's aim up. See how far underground we are here. Might break the surface, might not. Oh, we did. Okay. So let's get out of our cave, shall we? Boop. All right. Out of our cave, damaged machinery. Oh, let's go that way. I don't think there's been any time when I've started playing any one of these types of mission modes where I have literally quickly come across a ship. It's always the exact opposite. So, this could take some time. Little luck we'll get a tech out of this as compared to, you know. I mean, nanites would be cool too, because nanites are definitely useful. They're more useful than money in this mode, which is a good thing. All right, and I want those, so let's go get those as well. But again, yeah, with the something I keep thinking about is if there aren't any aliens, then that means that the only way to find portal glyphs is going to be by, if you get lucky enough to find a random grave, which is kind of interesting and also really difficult, because I found that in the previous saves that I've been doing, where I have been looking for them, it's been really hard to find wild grave sites. It's really pure luck. Like, you might get lucky and you start off by spawning in a place or whatever, dropping into a place, and there happens to be one right there, or otherwise it's like feast or famine, and it's pretty much always famine when it comes to this sort of thing. All right, ion battery. Do I have anything tagged? I don't think I do. I do not.
Thermal protection falling.
Well, all right, let's review. Let's see if we're close yet to being able to build any of these goobers. So the oxygen, I've got 14, which isn't so great. And, yeah, so, and then, hold on, come over here. It's the other guy, the chromatic metal. I can't even build that yet. I'm not going to be able to do that until I can get my refiner going, obviously. Sorry, hit the menus there. And again, so what we're looking for is a little bit more oxygen and the metal plating. And I'm pretty sure I can build the metal plating now. Pretty sure. I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong. Yeah, because I keep using the ferrite dust to recharge stuff. Okay, my bad. Rip. Let's just go ahead and lock it down. You know, get the ferrite dust we need, get the oxygen we need, and be done with it. Moving on to the next phase. Come on, come on. Give me more. It shouldn't take that long, right? Right? Just seems to be taking a while, that's all. And my weapon charge is depleted. You know what? I'm going to use condensed carbon this time. Why not?
Thermal protection falling.
Bang. And now let's make that metal plating that we're... The elusive metal plating. Bang. Yay. So now, again, I think we're just down to the oxygen that we need. Oxygen. I just need 16. It's not even like I need a lot of it. I don't even need a lot of it. I just need a little bit. But man, tough crowd. Oh, there's some oxygen over there. I just need 16. Just be 16. How much do we get?
Thermal protection falling.
15. Ah, bugger. Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. We need one oxygen. One, I say. One, sir. Can you believe it? I'm just sitting over here to get the sodium, because always going to need that. But for shields, for all kinds of stuff. Really useful.
Thermal protection
And you can pretty much find that on any planet, even if it doesn't have oxygen, except for this one. Except for this one planet. This planet is the grand exception. Oh, yeah, and I'm roasting over here. It's kind of hot out today, so it's probably what it feels like around these parts. You know, it's in the 80s, it's super humid. Sunny for the moment, but it's the kind of day where you just know the thunder's going to roll in. Whoa! What's this thing? All right, let's just go check it out. Might be able to dig up something here. And again, we need one oxygen. One. Literally one. I can't even dupe it. I can't even, whip out a couple of refiners and dupe up something here. I can't even do that. All right. But you never know. Let's see what we can find here. This might be nanites. This might be attack. More nanites. That's okay. Nanites are useful. Boom. Wham. All right. Let's go get us some varied technologies. What else is here? Oh, it'd be helpful if there's an oxygen in one of these things. There isn't. There isn't. And nope. I love when it does this scanner thing. It's just one of my favorite effects in the game. I mean, it doesn't do it full blast on these, but you know, like say when you're building a base or something like that, it sure does, and that's cool. More nanites, yay. All right, there might be some more nanites inside, because they often have these cool little terminals on the wall, like this one here. Extract nanites, I'll take them. This might be another one. Restore shield, okay. That's cool. Not that my shield was down, but all right. And check stock transfer. What's this?
Units received.
All right, we got 1,900 credits of all things from that one. That's cool. And look, there's another one right here. Little container, a little living container. Let's see if there's anything in this one. Doesn't seem like it. Oh, here we go. Research specimen. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Okay, I guess I got nothing off that. Alright, and I still need one oxygen. Looking. That's carbon up there. Literally no oxygen anywhere. Damn it. Well, hello games, you certainly thwarted me on this one. My first non-oxygen planet. I guess there is such a thing. And I guess this is it. Oops. Train manipulator's not going to be super helpful for this. Alright, we're going to get some condensed carbon, which is great. Take it. Take every bit you can get. We need to move a little bit so that we can get another scan popped off and maybe find some oxygen. Scanner recharging. Man, does this thing scan slow? Super slow. And I know that's not oxygen right there. What's that? Wheat, I think? Or fireberry. There it is. Health restorative. Alright, well, we'll take the cargo drop since we're kind of heading this way anyway. Although, again, I kind of feel like I'm rolling around in a big circle. Alright, what's this? No dupe glitch? I would be so tempted. I'm not, uh-oh. I gotta deal with my life support. And I have to use oxygen. No, I didn't want to have to do that. Damn it. Alright. And it didn't even help me that much. See? Nope. Alright. A little frustrating it is. But that's okay. Fireberry, we'll take our fireberry. Just because it's such a cool looking plant. No oxygen. What's this? A hazardous flora. I might be able to get some oxygen out of that. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we have to rule out the absolutely no hazardous flora here and downgrade that to very, very rare. Very, very rare to find oxygen on this planet. It's the way of things. Now, I said I was going west, so we'll just keep on doing that. Got a good view. Oh, but the scanner's not even close to refilled, so we still have to wait. My hazard protection's dropping like a lead balloon. You know, again, Thunder, it is tempting on the doing the no duplication glitch. Just right now, I literally can't because I can't build a refiner. However, I had thought about that before because, like, the duping stuff here would be the savior of this, or would certainly speed the processes up quite a bit. Yeah, I could, and you know, I think you're right. So let's do that. So again, what Thunder's saying here, for anybody watching, is to scan some of the plants that I do find and see if I can't find a secondary component or element to it. But, you know, the thing that's cool about this now is that as I'm looking, there are hazardous flora, but you have to really look for them because it's not like that normal one, which is super easy to see because it gives off that like spore cloud, you know, the one that like swells up and pops all the time. It's super easy to find. And the thing that's good about those is they give a decent amount of oxygen too. But this planet seems to be one of the only planets in the universe that I've ever found that seems to be lacking in that particular style of plant. It does have others, but that particular style, no bueno. All right, let's see what we get here. 28. Okay, you know, nanites, yay. But I want to hit that scanner again. Just a little bit more oxygen. Be really helpful. But you know, it makes it challenging, so that's kind of the fun part of it. Oh, there's some oxygen over there. Okay. Let's go that way. It would also be cool if maybe they came up with some sort of a gizmo which would allow you to extract oxygen from things that don't have oxygen. That could be kind of neat. All right, let's check it out. Do we have enough oxygen to do what I need to do? Which step one is to build this guy. We do. Wabang. Okay. Portable refiner. Yay! And see, the base computer we're not going to be able to do because we don't have the chromatic metal, but at least now we can make chromatic metal if we can find some copper. Now, don't put oxygen in this thing.
Technology recharge.
Let's see here. Is there anything I can even use this for that's going to be helpful, really? Gold? No, that'd be ferrite dust, hydrogen, cobalt, I guess cobalt oxide, sodium, copper. No, let's put that in there. Okay. And now we wait. We can hang around here and see if we can't, you know, hoard up some more stuff while we wait for our refiner to refine. I would sure love to have a Sentinel multi-tool at this point. Man, is this thing going slow. Boom. And, oh yeah, I gotta pay attention to that hazard protection because it's pretty much guaranteed no matter what world they start you off on, you're gonna need some some stuff to recharge your hazard protection. For sure. Thermal protection falling. Again, I'm getting super excited because now we're getting close to being able to build a base. And this is something I saw it on Jason's stream last night. I've been wanting to do it. Part of the thing that really pushed me forward towards doing this run today, in fact, because I wanted to show this aspect of it. And that is, let's see here. Okay, so we have deployable technologies. You see that here. We have 1, 2, 3. We can do a construction research unit, which is great. And actually, I should probably be doing that. But also, if we build the base computer, well, bang. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Universal scan search reveals no prior claims to this site. So, yes, we can do the sonar test. So let's do it. We claim the base. This is one of my favorite effects right here. And I love it because it feels like, oh, you're looking at it from space. All right, let's see what we got here. Dupe glitch is really a game changer. No more worries about resources. But, and you're absolutely right, the dupe glitch is a game changer. I don't generally like to use it, but I have, especially on my main save when I say prepping for a video or something or prepping for an expedition. I was like, you know, I want to have more of this, that, or the other thing. And so I would do it. But here we go. So now just because I built that base computer, it's giving me the option to build an exosuit research station, a multi-tool research station, a ship research station. Of course, I don't have the stuff to build any of these, but I could. Or the exocraft research station. So it's not that you can buy techs per se, but the ones that you can open up when you go to the space anomaly, these are the like replications of those terminals there. So if you want to spend nanites or salvage data to unlock different technologies, that's where you do it. There still are some stations on the space anomaly which still work, but these do not work there because these are the ones that you would have to actually talk to the entity who is standing next to it to be able to activate it. So now you can use these. So that was something I really, really, really wanted to show people because I thought that was just magnificent. All right, so let's juice up here. So anyway, there's one other thing that I need to build, and that is going to be Reconstruction Research Unit. And there's a reason for this. All right, so I need nanotubes and magnetized ferrite. I think I can build the nanotubes already. Just need to get some room in my inventory. So let's see here. Can I build the carbon nanotubes? I sure can. Boop. We got that. Excellent. And again, there, I keep hitting the wrong button. What else do we need here? Magnetized ferrite. Let's see if we have enough pure ferrite, or we can do the whole grindy-uppy thing here. Let's check it out. What do we actually have? Silicate powder. Pure ferrite. Okay, that's good news. Now, we don't have as much ferrite as I really would wish that we did, but this should turn out to be about 37 magnetized ferrite. Hopefully that'll be enough. Let's see. Yeah, it will be enough. Okay. Again, reason I'm heading down this particular direction is I want to be able to find that first ship, and the signal booster is a great way to do that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need that darn battery. I might. So that could be a problem. All right, but nonetheless, let's get this guy going, because there's something here that we need. Buildable technologies. Save beacon signal booster right here. This is the guy. This is the one, the signal booster. That's the one that we want. So I have to start opening stuff up. Now, because I've been already getting salvage data, we can do that. So, here we go. Base teleporter. Bang. We're not going to build it. We just need to open up this pathway. Bang. Till we get here. Bang. Sweet. And again, just looking through the different menus here, it gives you all the timber structures that you would normally be able to unlock at the space anomaly. They're here. Stone structures, if that's your gig. Alloy structures. Some, but not all. Sort of an abbreviated list of the different core habitation technologies. Health station, electrical wiring, battery, solar panel, that kind of stuff. And then it just starts right over here. So it's limited. It's a limited list, but nonetheless useful. I'm picking that bad boy right up because I can. Oh, did I just goof up? No, there it is. So that's what I want. And so I'm going to need a metal plating and a carbon nanotubes. Should be able to do both. Should have them. There's our carbon nanotubes. There's our metal plating. And voila. We can now build a signal booster. Now, let's see if we can just use it right out of the box, or if we're going to have to build a thing to use it. And it looks like we're going to have to build surge batteries. Okay. How do I build a surge battery? Let us find out. Surge battery. I'm going to need sodium nitrate, gold, and magnetized ferrite. Okay. I don't think the gold is on the menu here, so that's going to be when we get into space thing. So we're not going to be able to find a ship, per se, until we get one of these built, and we're not going to be able to get one of these built until we have some gold. And right now, I have crap for gold. So, all right, let's pick all these things up. Wait, do I have... I suppose I could. If I really wanted to, I could make 2 refiners and try really desperately to use the glitch. Oh my, that's one thing I could try to do. Oh hey, Double Tap, welcome aboard, my friend. Happy Saturday. Nice to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're doing well. Just got a little stream going on today, doing the whole abandoned universe business, and sort of laughingly, laughingly dying on the planes here. Yeah, so I haven't found a ship yet. We're doing that whole thing with the no starter ship, so that's the way I'm kind of approaching this whole bit of business. So looking for the ship, and again, signal booster, I can build it, but I don't have a surge battery to drive it. Apparently, you need the surge battery. So in the normal mode, you don't necessarily need that, but in this mode, you do. All right, and I'm kind of running out of space here, so I'm going to start tossing some stuff. We can consume these, right? That's not going to kill us, I hope. Exosuit nutrient system will restore 5 life support power. So I guess I'm helping my life support? I'm just trying to clear out some inventory space here so that I can keep going. All right. Wow, a little bit of space. And again, I need a surge battery, so I need gold. I'm going to destroy the space. I don't think I need this anymore. And if I do, I suppose I can build another one. So let's do it. This is certainly not a world that I want to have a base on. This thing is kind of garbage. Yes, I want to permanently remove it. Now, here's the thing I did notice when I was doing this myself a little late last night when I was running on a separate save. I was just checking my other abandoned save because that one is a little different than this one. And that is that when you go back in here, if you don't have your base computer built, then you're not going to be able to build those additional goobers out here, the different technology modules. So you can only do that at one of your bases. So that's just a little thing, right? Just a thing. Okay, we're good? Yep, okay. Now, quickly, looking back at this planet, we can see that there's no gold here. So how it is that we got that one gold is far beyond me. But I'm not interested in torturing myself either. So let's see. I can build one of these, but can I build two of these? What am I going to need? Metal plating and oxygen. Oh, gosh. So it's going to be a pain in the butt to even duplicate. So I suppose oxygen would be my best bet, and that way I can make gold, more gold, and I'm going to need the gold, and that's the thing. So we're in a desperate situation here, folks. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Protection falling.
So again, what I'm looking for is to build another one of these guys here. I need oxygen. Back to the whole needing oxygen business. But I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do the dupe just so that I can start to try to find a ship. There's carbon over there. More carbon. I mean, like Thunder was saying, I can look at some of these plants. Maybe they have a secondary element that could be oxygen, which would be great. Because, so I'm going to need that.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Yep. And it really behooves me to... oh, wait, look at you. I didn't even see you there. Have I already been to you? I have been to you. All right. And did I get the... No, I didn't. All right, that part I didn't get. Maybe it was bedrock and I couldn't do it. All right, so let's charge you up. Boom. All right, underground we go. More technologies. See, we'll need these when we do build those technology terminals. We'll need them. All right, one more shot on the... Oh, I can't. My scanner's still not... It takes so long for the scanner to recharge. It's just ridiculous. There's gold, has a second material somewhere. Yeah, you're right. I got one. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. So I think you're right. I think paying a little more attention to my environment. Oh, wait. Check this out. All right, Dustin. Oxygen. So you are worth carbon. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, granted, I mean, I'm only going to get like one oxygen out of this, but that's fine. Same thing with the gold. Not going to get a lot. Let us see. Out of that, I got 23 ferrite dust and 1 oxygen. Most impressive. But just like Thunder was saying, checking for those secondary elements, it takes time, but they might be there if you look for them. And I'm looking. I'm definitely looking. So even right down to these little goobers here, which probably don't have a secondary element, but they might, like dihydrogen, for example. So again, it's on a low scale. It's certainly not like, I'm getting tons of these things every time I do something, but... All right, it's carbon. Carbon. It'd be really neat if these did, but I know from when I saw them in the caves, they did not. So, but they have condensed carbon, so that's where I was getting all that condensed carbon from. These guys are well worth popping. These little boogers. Getting carbon, getting some condensed carbon for free out of that. Got to check my hazard protection. Boom. Technology recharged. Yeah, and where the heck did I find that one gold that I got? It's got to be here somewhere. maybe, you know, it's going to have to be one of the plants or
Units received.
plants or rocks. But if I can build that second portable refiner, I will do it just because that's something I haven't actually shown on a live stream before. And you know, I mean, there's some you know conjecture about that because some people are like, oh, you know, like it's kind of cheating and blah blah blah. You know, and I suppose it is, but they've never chosen to fix that glitch in the game, so they've left it. You know, we know that they've been aware of it forever. Um, sorry, hydrogen. All right. Oh, I can't get the advanced mining beam there. But you know, hey, okay. So we found a slow draw to be able to get the oxygen we need. That's just fantastic. Oh, let's look over here in the chat. Double tap, my friend. I wonder if anyone has ever harvested everything on one planet. Probably stalag in a cave. Yeah, stalagmite in a cave. The gold. You know, you're probably right about that. I don't know if anybody's because I mean everything respawns. So if you're, they say on a small moon, like say you were going to do that, meaning harvested everything on a planet, it would probably, you know, obviously you'd probably have a better chance of doing it on a smaller planet. Some of these small moons, for example, probably would work pretty well. But I think the stuff respawns, doesn't it? Because if it does, then I don't know how you'd be able to actually harvest everything on a planet. But again, if you were going to do that, I would say the smaller planet would be, you know, the small moons would be the way to go.
Thermal protection falling.
And again, all right, how are we doing on the oxygen? Are we oxygen 5? Wow, yeah, I've got 5 oxygen. That's fantastic. Ooh, and still 1 gold, but I got that somewhere. And I haven't been up in space yet, so wherever that came from. But I think you're right. I think that, you know what, we're gonna. Well, here's the thing, though. Also, in the caves, you remember in the caves that they were super Spartan. Like the only thing that I was really finding in the caves was cobalt. Now, not that that's a terrible thing, because it's not. But wasn't having a lot of success with the gold. Maybe there was something in there that snuck in that I didn't see it. That I actually was like resourcing something that I wasn't paying attention to it. Because that happens. Not paying attention to it. Yeah, that's yeah.
Thermal protection falling.
All right. And, oh, I think there's a cave right here. Well, how about that? Ask you shall receive. Oh no, boy, that was dumb. And on top of that, I broke some technology. Another thing to fix. Look at that! Yay! I got an ion battery. Yay! I don't think I've ever been so happy to get an ion battery. But it's not the other one that I need. Sodium, helpful. Oh, that just makes it hard for me to see.
Damage taken.
Oh, I don't like that. Critical damage taken. Nope. I'm trying to collect oxygen. So, well, you're just going to have to take some more. Ooh, yeah, please don't forget to hit the like button. Oh my gosh, right? You know what? I always seem to forget until like way in the depths of my streams. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, you guys should probably like and subscribe. But the like button, you know, as we all know, you hear all the YouTubers say it, helps YouTube make it easier for people to find our channels. And that is the truth. And I know what, appreciate it. So if y'all could, yeah, just hop on down there, hit that like button. I totally appreciate it. All right, now I thought that I had seen a cave here, but maybe it was just this fruity, or not fruity, but just the landscape in general. Why can't I use my jetpack? Oh, jetpack depleted. Purchase jetpack upgrades. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I broke it. I did. Look at that. One of the only 3 technologies I have, and I broke it. Thankfully, it's an easy fix. But boy, oh boy, you sure notice when you don't have that one happening. Like, oh, wait, what do you mean I can't jump? Oh, is that a cave? Is that a cave? I think that's a cave. Or a shadow, but we're going to head over that way. Oh, that was weird. I think I saw it. Oh, that was just... Okay, never mind. Yeah, every once in a while I see stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And, you know, what I'm seeing is that my vision is terrible. All right. Look at this. Okay, so again, that's probably only going to be 1 oxygen, but at least it's there. So that's good news. hopefully we'll have enough ferrite dust that when we go in there and start piling on the cobalt, which hopefully I can find in here. No, this isn't a real cave. This is a fake cave. Joy. Ion battery it up. Let's get out of this hole and see if we can't find something that is an actual cave. Like this. Is this an actual? It is. Okay. Alright. Now let's see if we can't find any of those things that might have that secondary element that we're going to need to be gold, which is not. So we've seen the cobalt. Again, the caves on this planet seem kind of derpy. Meaning that sparse. And there we go. Bang. So in these caves so far, which seem to be very similar across the planet, just basically cobalt. But I'm going to look. Because again, if I can find another gold or a little bit more oxygen, I'll go ahead and show you guys the duplication glitch. In case nobody's seen that one before. It's a good one. It's a real good one. I don't generally use it unless I really feel like I have to. And I have been thinking that on one of these sort of super restricted runs that might be a good thing to do. Cobalt. Let's see. I think these are all the same. Again, I'm taking a closer look because I'm trying to get some gold. Got to go. Thanks for the stream, Dad. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thunder, you too. So happy that you stopped by. Appreciate seeing you, my friend. I hope you have a great weekend. And again, thanks for hanging. And keep your eyes open. We are going to be doing some live streaming, hopefully together, between the Dread Pirate Citris and I in the near future. So, excellent. Again, super great to see you, Thunder. I hope you have a great weekend. All right. So, we've been able to get more cobalt, which is great. So we can make some more batteries. But again, looking for a little bit of gold. Can't seem to find it. But you know what? We'll get it. I found one, and that was completely accidentally. Oh, and now my inventory's full. Bummer. Well, let's deal with that problem. All right, first off, we can get rid of a few things, like this extra stack of silicate powder. Bye-bye. Oh, that is rusted metal. We can use that. Oh, that was helpful. Get rid of this guy here. Bang. We have 9 ion batteries. I have some ferrite dust, but you know what? I can make this a little easier on myself. What I'm going to do, boop, bang, wham. Just because it's fun to make sound effects while we do these sorts of things. Is to get this guy cooking a little bit while I'm down here. So let's put that rusted metal in there because we know that's going to give us a whole bunch of more ferrite dust. We have to charge you up. So let's do that. Bang. Go. So you do that while I get some more cobalt and we make a big pile of iron batteries. So we can spend some more time up on the surface. Alrighty. And away we go. Although I'm going to probably have to take a little break at some point here and do a little bit of lunch. And then come back at it. I do have to work like for real work today. So I'm not going to be able to go all day today. So time is somewhat limited. But it's the beginning of a new thing. So hopefully this will continue on. I expect, as I said, to be going live again as Citris and I try to work out a day of the week that we can maybe both do this, because I think that would be super slick to have us both streaming. That way I can have, like, I can see his screen over there on a separate monitor, which will just make it more fascinating and interesting, so I can see everything that he's talking about when he's showing me great examples of stuff, because he's good like that. So I look forward to that. All right, the ferrite dust continues to come trickling in. Can we make some more ion batteries? And again, the real gizmo that we're trying to make is the surge battery, and that's why I need the gold that we were talking about. But the rest of this stuff, the sodium nitrate, we can work on that. The magnetized ferrite, I'm pretty sure we can already make that. So it's really those 20 gold. Like, how do we do that? How do we get the 20 gold? I don't know. But in the meantime, we can do a bunch of these because we're going to need them because this is a pretty rough planet. And again, just keeping our inventory, try to keep checking on it so that we can keep moving forward because we're still not even at a point yet where we can go to a space station or whatever and start unlocking slots. I mean, if we're lucky, we'll find a drop pod. That would be pretty helpful. All right, let's get back in there. Again, I could probably pick all this up because I have enough ferrite dust, at least for now, and I built the batteries I'm going to need. So let's just pick this guy up and continue our quest. Yeah, let's aim up, train manipulator. Let's have at it. I don't think we're too far down, so we should be able to, yeah, there we go. Just easily get back up onto the surface, my friends. To the surface with us. All right. And how are we on oxygen when we need 20 of it? We've got 13. Oh, boy. And again, so we're doing that so that we can make another portable refiner. So we have one. But if we can make two, it's going to need the metal plating. So we need literally 17 oxygen, and we can start duping stuff. And that hopefully will help. That'll get us somewhere. May not be everywhere, but that'll get us somewhere. And you know what? That's better than nowhere. So, oh gosh. But yeah, as you can see, my inventory just keeps getting filled up so fast. I'm going to get rid of that rusted metal and pick this guy back up. Okay, oxygen. We need oxygen. Once we have oxygen, we can start pounding away. But you know, interestingly, as I'm looking around here, there's actually a fair amount of stuff on this planet. There is really actually a fair amount of stuff. Like that phosphorus we could use, more cobalt we could use, a shelter. But we just came from that way, heading west, so I'm actually looking in the wrong direction. But I'm just doing this to see. By the way, the subterranean relics, those are the ones, obviously, if you're looking for stuff underground, there's usually an indicator that there's a cave nearby. 219, 219. Well, it seems like, you know, I'm just going to go over that way. Just whatever. Looking for the oxygens. What do you have? Ferrite dust and dihydrogen. Not super critical to what we need right now. But this is. Hello, oxygen. How much? 15. Look at that. I am 2 oxygen away. 2. From being able to build my second portable grinder there. And this guy's got oxygen, so we're going to shoot up him because we need it. Oh, gosh. That was really stupid. And I swear, I do that all the time. And I really wish I wouldn't. But I do. Now, I see 2 different damaged machineries up there. See that one right in front of us there, and then one off to the right a little bit. So we'll keep going that way. And there he is. Make sure your hazard protection, lads. Make sure that you keep that in good space, because if not, you will die. More ferrite dust, and more carbon. Yeah, I know. And I don't have a advanced mining laser yet either, so maybe if I can come across, you know, one of those like little abandoned, you know, buildings out in the middle of nowhere that might have no free slots in inventory. Bummer. All right, and I got some sodium. Not that I need it, but we're having inventory problems here now, so we really have to actually judiciously get rid of some crap. And there's just nothing there I want to get rid of. Maybe the nav data? Maybe? Alright, and we have a decent amount of carbon, so we're good there. Get rid of that silicate powder as well. All right, let's try that again.
Microprocessor.
Yes. And I got another microprocessor. Okay. All right. Again, looking for oxygen. We don't need much. We only need like 2. And this is going to be one of them. Yay. I think there's another one right behind it. So I think our problems are solved. Only took us 90 minutes to get there. As long as I don't fill you up with oxygen, we're good. All right. I guess you guys are going to get to see me do the duplication glitch. Because I need some gold, and I'm not going to get anywhere without it. And I have one gold. I should probably do this in a cave, but I don't see one quite nearby here. But before we do that, let's just go get that one last technology over there, or I should say the salvage data. Always useful, super helpful. Check our thermal protection, because if you gotta go too low, it takes twice as much to recharge it. But you get below 20% on your hazard protection. That drops like a lead balloon. I guess I'm really stuck on the lead balloon thing, because I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan, and I guess it was actually iron balloon they initially had toyed with the idea of using. All right, and again, I was just kind of saying I should probably go find a cave so I can do all this stuff without having to... Oh? Journey milestone? I've traveled 8,000 units, lads! 8,000 units! Oh my. Can't take me anywhere. All right, and we'll get that one last oxygen out of it. Just because I can. And then I think we're heading into that cave there. Do a little duplication, my friends. Is there an actual cave here? Yes. Okay. Or sort of. Nope. For real. See how my temperature levels are stabilizing? Temperature levels stabilizing. All right. Let's do this. So, I believe that the trick to doing this is you take a portable refiner. You put inside of it said thing that you would like to duplicate. Gold. Then you create another refiner, which I can do, and you place it right on top of it. I mean, right on top of it, like literally the same place. Let's see if I can do that again. I cannot. All right, so right now there's 2 refiners sitting on top of each other, and I have 1 gold in it. Here we go. Then you just pop it. Pop it. And now I have 2 gold. How cool is that? So let's do that again, just to show you how this works. So I put down a refiner. I put in the commodity of which I wish to duplicate. It's just going to be those 2 gold. Bang. Boom. Then you create another refiner, or if you have like 10 of them, put 10 of them down in here and do it that way. But you got to get it right on there so that it's right inside of the model. I mean, it's a little forgiving. It doesn't have to be 1,000% precise. Just like that. So now I have 2 of them, one on top of the other. I destroy it. I destroy the second one, and now I have 4 gold. Starting to feel like the Count on Sesame Street there. Love it. So let's just do it again, because we need 20 gold. We need 20 for this. But by the 3rd time or so, 4th time, it's going to get a little faster, because it's always doubling it. Now, I don't know if it does that accurately every time, or when you get into more refiners, if you have different processes. I don't know. What I do know is that it works. Despite the fact of whether it should or shouldn't, it does. And again, I'm only doing this because I'm trying to save myself just a wee bit of time. So in theory, I should get 8 gold out of that, which there it is. So 2 more shots and we should be done. Put in the gold. And again, this is how you do the duplication glitch. If you're new to the game, something maybe you've heard of and you haven't seen anybody do it, don't know how to do it, this is how you do it. But it doesn't work with technologies, I don't believe. I could be wrong. I haven't actually experimented with that. I just sort of took it at face value that when someone was telling me that it was true. And that isn't always such a good thing to do. So here we go. Now we have 16. Last time. I'm going to be doing the dupe for this, because once I make the surge battery, which is what I'm trying to do, I can duplicate a few of those. And that way I've saved myself some heartache. And bang. So again, I am showing you the portable refiner duplication glitch. I'm doing that because I just saved myself some really traumatic problems in the sense that I'm having a very hard time finding what I need on this planet. But now with all that gold, that's great. Let's go and see if we can't make that surge battery now. And again, running out of room super fast here. So why can't I make the surge battery? I can't because I don't have the sodium nitrate or the magnetized ferrite. Okay, again, we can deal with that. Sodium nitrate. Copper, sodium nitrate, there we go. And we're going to do the dupe again, just because. Now, I don't want to do the duplication glitch all the way through this whole session. You know what I mean? Because I could. It would probably be cool if I did. It would probably make my life a little better. Faster, at least. But I'm not going to. I'm just doing it for this basic getting up and running part. So, let's see. Are we set on our sodium nitrate now? Oh, we are not. Now, apparently that didn't work out so well. Maybe I didn't have them lined up quite right. Let's just try that again. And it did actually work. I said it did not, but I'm kind of fibbing it did. I think I already have enough sodium nitrate to do this now. But I'm going to go ahead and dupe it one more time just to make sure that it dupes. Put in the portable refiner right on top of it. Right on top of it, lads. Just like that. Right on. Why do I keep moving? Because I keep hitting the joystick. Sorry, it's a rhetorical question, lads. It's rhetorical. All right. So, in theory, this should work, where I get 44 sodium nitrate. There we go. And, no, I need the battery. What else do I need to make that battery? I'm going to need the magnetized ferrite. Okay. I think we can do this just the plain old normal way. It should be make the thing. Magnetized, so we're going to have to put in pure ferrite. Plenty of carbon, that's not a problem. And let's see here, the pure ferrite, there it is. I'm just going to go a half stack. Let's fire it up. So it's only going to make 19, but I don't think I need that many. So we're good. We'll just let it do its thing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Done. All right. So let's go back over to our inventory and say, okay, we can make the surge battery now. That is super cool. So let's put our surge battery in here. Because you know as well as I do, I'm going to use a bunch of these. So again, since I've already broken the fourth wall and said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my portable refiner glitch thing to make this all so I kind of sort out for my betterment. Did I actually put it in there? I think I did. All right, so let's just see. I'm not on super. Yeah, see, there we go. So now I have 2 surge batteries. I'm just going to make a few, and then I'm going to call this part of it done. Again, not exactly the way I want to play the game, but it's going to help me get started and up and running a little faster, especially where I'm so constrained on certain elements that are just not necessarily native to this planet or are super rare and hard to find. All right, and boom, there we go. Now I have 4 surge batteries. Excellent. But that's still more than I need for what I'm trying to do. And you ask, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to find a ship. So now I think I can build my signal booster, right? Check this out. I have my surge battery, which you're going to need to fire it up. So let's do that. Pow! One of my favorite animations here. I'm getting super stoked. With a little bit of luck, this is going to come back with an emergency signal that I can go find a ship at. Let's see. Nope. This is why I made multiple batteries. But there is a settlement there, and there could be other things that are going to be useful to me there. So let's get out of this little pit.
Life support power.
Life support power low. And the bummer about that is I think the only thing I have to fix that right now is oxygen. I don't want to do that. So, all right. Did I lose track of where that building was? Yeah, there it is. So we're going to go check that out. Let's check that out. Again, I'm super stoked about this. We're doing the abandoned run. So this is the abandoned universe. And we're still just in step 1, getting started. Before we haven't found a ship yet. Again, we're doing the you don't start with a ship thing. A little bit. We're gonna sneak up on this guy here because he's a bad guy. Hazardous flora, and voila, we get more oxygen. So we're getting about 9 to 10 ish out of those dangerous floras. And again, this planet has the dangerous flora, but it's not like the normal sort of swelly gas baggy ones that we see on the vast majority of planets. Or at least those are the ones that stick out the most because they're probably the easiest to see in the environment. And you know what? The heck with it. I could use a little more oxygen at some point. I'm going to have some problems there. But boy, it'd be nice to have a better multi-tool. That is for sure. Again, these guys, little carbon bags that have condensed carbon with them too. But no free slots in inventory. Yeah, good times there. And we might be able to get our advanced mining laser here. That would be so amazing. Although I don't know if I have what I need to buy one, even if they do have it. It could sort of quickly change my priorities around for short-term goals here. But we'll see. We'll see. Is there anything here I can use? Yeah, but let's check out that inventory full business first. Don't need that. We have 12 gold. Yay. So we're running in a situation here where we're just not going to have a lot of slots for a little while. It's just the way it is. Oh, and let's recharge. I'm going to end up having to recharge that life support whether I want to or not, because if that goes down, I think I'm dead. So, all right, we're just going to go ahead and do it. You know, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll figure it out. But yeah, this planet is like, okay, the oxygen is coming in drips, and I mean little bitty drips. I don't need the living slime, although the thing that turns me off to that is that you have to run it through the refiner so many times to turn that into nanites that it gets whittled down. So I believe if you start with 20, you end up getting 4 at best. And that's just, I think the word we're looking for is suck. That sucks. So really sort of a terrible efficiency for nanites in that process. But, you know, if that works for you, if that's the kind of thing you like to do, more power to you. But it's also good to come into these guys here. I've learned the Viking word for Viking. Wow, I am so amazing. I have learned the Viking word for Viking. That is most excellent. All right. But the other part of that is I can stabilize in here. And let's just run over the other one and take a peek in there. But ultimately, it's that building over there that I'm super interested in because it may have a terminal. If it has a terminal, we might be able to get something from it. Specifically, technology. So let's go find out. What we do know is that there will not be any aliens here. So nobody to trade with. At best, we're going to find a terminal. And this place is all kind of slimed up. Yeah, so that's just a broken way in. So there's the terminal. That's cool. I found our first terminal in this whole run. Galactic Trade Terminal, yes, please. And as you can see, I don't have crap for money or nanites, and I certainly don't have any quicksilver. So that's a thing. What is he selling here? Not really anything super great, like that exosuit upgrade chart, but that's 187,000. I don't have that. Paraffinium, copper would be useful, but I think I have some copper. Metal plating, it's got 32 of them. Hydraulic wiring, hard to say. But let's see if we can't sell anything here. Maybe make some headway back. It's not really looking like there's much here that I want to sell. I certainly need pretty much all the stuff I have. And I don't think that, yeah. Wow. Yep. No, there's just really nothing here I want to sell. Salvage data, I still need it, although it's useful. I mean, this look at the money on this, 801,000. So that's pretty good. You know, it's like about 50,000 a piece. That's pretty good. Silicate powder I can sell. And then there's just nothing else here. See, obviously I can't sell from my spaceship because I don't have my spaceship. You know, let's see. Oh, and check this out. There is a multi-tool gizmo here. Can I just take this or do I have to buy it? It's B class. That's better. Multi-tool for free. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. You know what? I'm just going to take it. Because, again, why not? Now, you'll notice this might be the kind of place where in the past you would find like a little tech merchant hiding down to the little bench here somewhere. But I'm not seeing him. So he's not there today. Which is fine. All right, so I didn't get anything super great out of that. Except it is a safe place to sort of sit, I suppose. Sit and think for a little while.
Thermal protection falling.
Starship. It's not my starship. I need to get a starship. And this multi-tool. What do we got going on here? Mining beam, bolt caster, a ricochet module. Cool. What's this thing? Rusted power module. I don't know. All right, so you know it doesn't have an advanced mining laser beam on it already, which kind of sucks, but it's certainly no worse than what I had before. In fact, its base stats should be even a little better. That's great. All right, so the next thing would be a signal booster. Since we found the place that we were looking for, let's do it again. Locate nearby structures. Now, it may not work, because either there isn't another nearby structure, or it's finding just the one that we're already at. But I guess the good news is I'm saving myself a surge battery. So, I'm going to go inside for a second, and then look around, just that way I can be out of the bad, dangerous environment. So we're facing the east, which is the direction I more or less came from. I think I've been heading west. Just looking around to see what's out here. Some ancient ruins. What's this thing? A whispering egg. Don't really want to deal with those. I mean, I know some people are like, oh yeah, if you go into an abandoned building, you have to kill all those guys first. And I probably should, actually, because they're worth nanites. But I am so not set up for combat that could be a dangerous endeavor, or it could just take me a really long time. Not necessarily super interested in that. Damaged machinery, I think I already found that one. Cargo drop, same thing. Cargo drop 74. Solar vines. Magnetized spherite, useful, but not critical. Don't need to have it right now. But either way, I got to get away from where I am here because I'm out of distance from my scanner being able to actually scan anything useful. So I guess I'll go there just because that's as good a direction as any. Again, we're playing the abandoned mode in No Man's Sky, having a very good time with that. And hopefully, as I get a bit of a distance from here, I should be able to find another emergency signal beacon, or a emergency signal beacon, because I haven't found one yet at all. As I sort of trounce my way through the underbrush here. Yeah, those pop pretty quick, but they don't give a lot either. So, whereas these little sort of knobby looking things with the orange and white kind of look to them, those guys right there, those are cool. So I'm getting 2 carbon resources out of those. Yeah. And my oh so awesome jetpack, which I have not been able to upgrade at all. So it's basically useless. I mean, I can get a little lift out of it, but that's about it. All right. Oh, I have a bolt caster with this guy, but I don't have a terrain manipulator. Okay. All right, let's go back because, you know, I'm going to have to get to use the one that does work. For now, you know, as much as I have high aspirations and high hopes for having a wicked awesome multi-tool. Wicked awesome. Yeah, you can tell where I'm from, right? Oh, there's oxygen. Oh, there's 2 oxygen right here. No, this is kind of balls. All right, inventory for again. Let's get rid of that. Bye-bye. And now we can pick these up. Hello, and yes, hello. Oxygen, good. And I think that we have reached our very technology. Now, it says I have no free slots. That's because of the silicate powder. Because I certainly do have a stack of these going. But I've got a full 2 stacks now. So again, running out of room in my inventory. And let's check our. We've got to check our hazard protection before that becomes a really big problem for us. Again, we're trying to get some distance from last time we pulled out the. Oh God, I can't think of the name of it. My God, I can't think of the name of it. Let's just. Oh wait. Life support power low. We need some more oxygen. All right, let's do this. A signal booster. Okay, let's hit that. This is the gizmo that's going to help us find the crashed ship. And it's not working. Starship signal detected nearby. Use L2 to locate the starship. Wait, is that saying my starship? I think that means my starship. Yeah, because I don't see anybody else's starship around here. Damaged machinery. That's helpful. We could probably go that way just for hoo-has. But yeah, it's telling me to find my ship this way, and I don't want to find that ship. Okay, so we'll just keep on going this way. Kind of going south, which is a little bit of a... Shouldn't have done that. I just don't have enough room in my inventory for all that. But apparently, it's not going to be that easy to find a crashed starship on this planet. Just fine. Yeah. So again, we have inventory problems. We're running out of resources to keep everything charged up. Oh my God, cats and dogs is just crazy. Just crazy. All right, I don't really need these microprocessors. Probably will need them. I'm probably going to regret that. I definitely don't need the fireberry. Bye-bye. Although I could have just eaten it to increase my life support. But we're also close to one of these guys, so let's just do it. Because sooner or later, it's going to give us something we actually need. And I'm looking forward to that. And? Nanites! Again, I need them, so I'm not going to complain.
Thermal protection falling.
Thermal protection falling. Shocker. And we're just going to keep on running. So looks like the right direction to go. Again, you can see at nighttime, you can see some of these 3 plant types. You get your sodium plant type, you get your oxygen plant type, and you've got your deuterium plant types. Like right here, for example, there's 2 of them. And that blue one there, as you know, gives you a temporary boost to your jetpack. And since my jetpack sucks so bad, that's probably pretty useful. So I know I'm heading south, so let's just aim ourselves in the right direction. Pop the thing, hit the thing, and off we go. And I'm about to die. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's get back down to the ground. Which, again, almost died. Life support up. Hazard protection up. Life support good. Okay. Didn't want to have to use all the oxygen that we had, but we had to use all the oxygen that we had. We do not want to die. Again, oh, wait, I got another milestone. Which will be Drifter. I've walked 10,000 KS. I think it's the first time I've seen it represented at something other than units. So I don't know what KS is, but I've gone 10,000 of them. Yay. All right, let's try our signal booster again. Now, again, also, this is a thing, because normally if you have a spaceship, you can travel great distances quickly to be able to drop this thing down at a... Uh-oh. Oh gosh, so it's burning up my eye. Oh no, I forgot to dupe them. Oh, do I have any gold left? I do. Okay. So, before I take a break, I'm just going to make a couple more of these guys. So what am I going to need here? Magnetized ferrite and gold. Magnetized ferrite and gold. Bunk. I think I only need to dupe the gold once to get it in there. Boom. Should. Boom. And boom. Now again, if I had a third refiner, then I'd be getting possibly up to 3 times the stuff. It'd be super cool, but I don't have it. So again, the 24 gold. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's make sure I'm getting into the right place here. Got enough gold. I need the magnetized ferrite. Okay. Boop. And again, we're going duplication glitch all the way here, just to keep the day moving forward as quickly as we can. Magnetized ferrite. There you are. And drop another refiner right on its head. And that should be enough to make the thingy that we need. The surge battery. So coming over to here, we go into surge battery, and we make that. Then we duplicate that. Surge battery, surge battery. Come here, you surge battery, you scourge you. And away we go. Portable refiner.
Thermal protection falling.
Bang. Can I make another one? I mean, I don't really have the... No, I can't. And I don't really have the room in my inventory to be popping off a bunch of these guys. So... Oh, look, I'm doing a jig. And drop the surge batteries inside. Hello. We have 2 of them. This should bring us up to 4. I had really had my hopes up that we would already be looking for... or already get a bead on a crashed starship by this point, but we have not. Alright, and we know that it's going to take 1 surge battery, whether it works or not, to be able to do this.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Oh no. I'm so busy talking and doing my thing that I keep forgetting about that.
Recharge.
Signal booster, yes sir. Get on board there. Search for battery. Come on. Come on. Nope.
Thermal protection falling.
So that sucks. That totally sucks. Alright. And we've been generally heading south and west. Let's just do a 360, a real quick 360 look here. Something like just right nearby. Just grab, otherwise we'll keep on going. I could tag that building, but that is way far away. Buried mineral formation. Now we're looking south. And there's a health restore over there, so we'll just go that way. So we do need to make some serious distance, it does seem, before we're going to be able to have any effect with our signal booster. Well, I'm just going to keep on heading that same direction. No, not north. Wait, what's that? Are you seeing there up on my mini map? Oh, okay. I get it. All right, you know what? I don't know if I've been that way before. I'm assuming I haven't. But at least this one has a distance marked on it. So we'll go that way. We're just going to go that way. We're heading east. Oh, no. I shouldn't do that. Because I came from the east, I need to head south. I literally was turning around and heading back in the same direction. I don't know how many times I've done that. Boy, that's super annoying. Just going to lay that out there as super duper annoying. So off in that southward direction, the moment I'm just seeing solar vines. Nothing particular. Hazard flora. I suppose we can go that way because I need the oxygen. And this is still southwards. Whoops. And make sure that I'm in the proper mining mode, because I don't need to just blast the things that I need. Like this thing. I need that. It's not that I need the plant, I need its oxygen.
No free slots in suit
And I just
inventory.
blew it because I don't have any space in my inventory. That's stupid. That's just dumb. But it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to continue going south. Again, just trying to get some distance. Oh no, I gotta
Extreme heat damage
deal with this
detected.
again. See what I mean? This is a huge pain in the butt.
Recharge.
But since these guys are right in front of me, I can pick them off as I'm sort of walking in that
Protection
direction.
falling.
Just to keep the resources going the right direction. Carbon. Tons of carbon. I'm doing good on carbon. If there's anything I'm doing good on, it's carbon. But again, I need to make some tracks. I need to get going. I need to move. And again, still looking for our first ship here. Still just getting started. Sort of on the first phase or tier, if you will, of getting started in the abandoned universe. So some of the cool stuff that I want to show you, I can't do yet because I haven't gotten to a ship. I haven't gotten up into space. I haven't gotten to the anomaly. Let's look out across the landscape here. There's some damaged machinery down there, which you would expect, which is good. Floating crystals, I can't even mine that or resource that, so I don't have the advanced mining laser.
Units received.
And again, to find said mining laser, we really are looking for the same thing, the same location, meaning where we find crash ship is where we're going to find the potential to get technologies. And that's what kind of makes them so special and so important to try to get. All right. And just rolling, rawhide. There we go. There's another potential there for some technology. That was weird. It's like my controller was just forcing me to look up. Again, plenty of dihydrogen. We haven't used any of this yet for anything in particular. Although if I'm really getting crunched out on space, I could make like the Starship launch fuel. So I can't talk. All right, jumping in. Don't need the viscous fluids. What are you going to give me? More nanites. How am I doing on nanites? So 317. I've got 317, and that's entirely from finding them in this way. But boy, oh boy, I could really use a starship, or at least something that could expand my inventory into. All right, let's reorient. We need to be going south, not north. South. And again, when I say need, that's a pretty loose term. We don't really need to go south. It's the direction we're choosing to go. And my life support power is low. So this particular rock here, barite dust and oxygen. And I mean almost nothing for oxygen, but that's what we got. You know. Ferrite dust. Oh man. And I just blew it because I didn't have a free slot for that oxygen. Blah. Blah. Blah, blah. And I don't really have the ability to get rid of a whole lot of things here. Not helpful. I suppose I can get rid of this because I already have the signal scanner. All right. Again, heading south. Haven't found a ship, haven't found a crash ship. I've pretty much found nothing. But at least this planet's surface isn't so stormy that I can't see a darn thing. So I suppose I'm thankful for that. It's not super flat, but it's not super flat compared to, say, a lot of the Sentinel planets, which are clearly just massive mountains and super slow going. If you're trying to look around for anything on one of those planets, good luck. Takes time. Again, there's a cave there. I could go looking for more cobalt. I could. Probably will have to at some point. But this planet seems to have a real decent amount. All right, hold on a sec here. I need to make sure I have some free slots in my inventory. Probably dying as I'm doing it too. Not helpful. There's just nothing here I really want to get rid of, so that just doesn't make my life any better. So I guess I'll do this a different way. Let's go ahead and grind up some of the stuff we do have. So for example, the rest of that copper. The likeliness that we're going to need specifically copper versus chromatic metal. I think we're going to need the chromatic metal, just if I had to guess. All right, so we're going to let that go for 40 seconds. That should be plenty of enough. And let's find out what we get here. Rusted metal. We're just going to say bye to that. Give me a tech, give me a tech. Life support gel. Helpful. Helpful. It would be helpful if these had them too. Nope. Nope. And here's some sodium plantages. Oh, wait. Got to deal with hazard protection. I do like that there's plenty of visible feedback to suggest that you're in trouble when your hazard protection is pretty low. 798, 99. You should be just about done. So I can take you out to the ball game, and I can pop this. Now let's look. And again, no free slots in my inventory. Now I have those 2 refiners. I could get rid of one, but I'm probably more than likely going to need another one. So let's get rid of this excess ferrite dust. And resort. So now at least we have a stack open for oxygen, so I'm not going to be just running out of space. Now this, I can't really do anything with that. Let's just reorganize and we're good. Okay. South. Continue going south. For a long, long time. I got to be careful and judicious about burning up those batteries that I have going on. But I'm curious to see if we're far enough out yet that we can actually pop something with this thing. And let's make sure those surge batteries, how many do we have? We have 3, which is okay. So I can use one more before I'm going to need to dupe up some more. Let's do it. Ah, yes, 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 we can finally scan. That is fantastic. Great news. Woohoo. Yay. Please find something useful. Please find something useful. Oh, not something super useful. Which way? East, off to the east. A manufacturing facility. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go that way because I can. How far off is it? 640. Yeah, we'll go that way. Hello, large. Suit power cells depleted. That's no good. And hazard protection. It's going to have to be what it is. So again, fortunately, this is there's good visibility on this planet. So even though it's kind of a pain in the ass, at least we can see. And that, in my opinion, is much more hopeful than not being able to see, because not being able to see feels like you're just going around in the dark. And a few more of these guys. Hopefully, we're going to get some technology out of this. But we shall see. Oh, wait. I don't really need to get in front of it. It's going to put me in front of it. But I still need to make sure I've got some open slots. Which I kind of do. All right. Don't need any of that residual goop, that nasty stuff. Bye-bye. Please, give me the technology. Nice. Okay. But we'll get some more of these things, because I think that when we get to that building that we're heading towards, we're going to be able to sell some stuff. I think. And I like that idea. Let's just reorient. Where are we? There's a shelter in front of us. It's saying it's a shelter, which immediately implies something different than a building. But, I should say a spaceship, not a building. I'm just talking out my bum.
Thermal protection.
All right, make sure that our mining tool's good. We are good. Again, I'm just going to try to beat some feet. Now, is that thing really that far away? Like, and is that the one I actually meant to go to? No, it's that one. Okay, I got off track there, fellas. I got off track. I know that never happens. Now, again, normally I'm good with the rusted metal, but I'm having some inventory issues, and I have a fair amount of ferrite dust. And I'm running out of space with stupid stuff. Alrighty. Let's continue heading east. As long as I keep finding this kind of stuff, I'm good. Projectile ammunition. Sodium, and more sodium. Good. And to the west with us. We continue on our way. All right, so we're in our second hour now doing this. Again, looking for our first crashed spaceship. So we can get off this rock. And we're not there yet. Trying. Certainly trying. But we're not there yet. So this planet has presented us with a few interesting obstacles. One, extreme reduction in oxygen. So it's pretty darn hard to find it. Also, notably that there is no, I shouldn't say no, but the hazardous flora, limited, real limited. So what I mean by that is there, you know, those big puffy ones that swell up and they explode if you get too close to them, and you can pull like a certain amount of oxygen off of like their pastilles or something like that, whatever they're called. Oh wait, check this out. But none, not a one. The only hazardous flora I've found on this world has been those ones that look like hepatic wheat. What are you? You're a sentinel, right? You just, I mean, we're just hanging. We're not hurting each other, so yay, okay, we're good. All right. That's kind of an interesting thing to just kind of find there. You know, it's like there's these other spider gizmo dudes that are organic based, but he apparently just disappeared. There he is. He's just a different thing. I mean, that's just a different kind of thing. Now, I probably would be better off if I could get some of those salvage data out of my inventory. Check it out. There's, you know, those eggs here. I could do a little bit of nanite harvesting here. Don't know really where that would get me, except for having more nanites, obviously. And that's not a bad thing. Let's head inside.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
Yes, we like stabilizing temperature levels. That's good. More sodium. Excellent. Condensed carbon, and health at maximum. Oh, we got a terminal and we got a gizmo. Nice. All right, so I got one slot open. Let's do this. Let's do this. Please give me a technology. Because again, in this abandoned mode, techs are really hard to come by. Super hard to come by, guys. Well, I got nanites. All right, that still leaves that one slot open. What's going to happen here? The Atlas has obscured the information on the primary terminal. I can only make out a few words. And Ari Geki Yoop. If I can work out what was being worked on here, I can restart the workflow and restore operations. It's got a landing pad, so it could be a starship. Drop pod or freighter. Oh. So, I don't... starship? I failed to access the Resident Warrior's workflow. The Resident Warrior's workflow. The installation remains offline. I chose poorly. All right. Oh, well. But at least I can hang out here for a minute and get all of my health back. I can read an encyclopedia and learn the Viking word for interloper. Store my shield. All right, So, whatever the case may be, I chose poorly, and I didn't get any benefit out of it. But that's all right. So, all right, while we're here, before we go outside and just stand outside having our resources burn away while we try to look around, I'm just going to try to look around first while I'm still in a safe place in a location. It's an ancient plaque 7 minutes over that away. Don't need that at all. Cargo drop. Okay, I think I already got that. What are you? All right. I think I already got you. Yep, you're just standing right there. So I've been heading east. I think I'm going to either continue heading east or south. Get back on my southern kick. That's north. So literally the other way. And I should grab these since I'm here. Sooner or later I'll get to someplace I can either sell those or use those. And I suppose if I really had to, I could bust open that technology tree chain business and get set up with that and then burn off all of that extra salvage data. That's something I could do. Just to, again, help mitigate the amount of room I have in my storage. Because that's a thing. All right. Scanner's recharging. Well, I'm going to head this way. I got a vibe on that. So it's a little bit south, a little bit west. Again, just heading that way. Just trying to sort it out. My gosh, it's already 3 o'clock? Shoot, I think I'm getting close to my 3rd hour. Oh my goodness. Long one here. Still haven't found a spaceship though. No spaceship yet. Continuing on with this abandoned play mode. Essentially playing in hardest mode you can. The deck is stacked against us, so to speak. And get over to the mining beam. Again, I'm trying to kind of get a little bit of ways away from here so that I can pop off another signal booster because I found the place that's the last place. So actually, I should be able to do that. Hold on. Let me do that whole doopy glitchy thing again because I don't want to have to run out of these. The surge battery, just put it right in there. Drop another one down right on its roof, right on its head. Try to line it up as close as you can. Bang. And then, boom. Should have 4 batteries. Now I do. So now, drop the signal booster. And with luck, this is going to scan. And it does. Yes. Scan good. Let's look for ship. So it's emergency signal beacon. Please. Nope. Drop pod. However, also useful. I mean, that thing is far away, but that's where we're going to go. This direction, kind of east, so that works. So we'll just keep our eyes open for anything useful along the way. It's going to be nighttime, so certain things are going to be easier to find. Certain things will be harder to find, I suppose. I don't know about harder. Everything's already hard to find on this darn planet. But we have not gotten the advanced mining laser yet, so... and all of our stuff is starting to get yucky on us here. Man, I hate having to use the oxygen on that, but... because we don't even have enough oxygen to do it. We can keep the hazard protection up, but we're not going to be able to keep the life support up forever, not at this rate. Unless something changes. Let's just keep on rolling for it. Again, I'm going to need to be able to take a little bit of a break soon. And I have to actually work today, so I can't do this forever today. But once I'm done here, I will be back to stream it again to continue this. And with a little bit of luck, maybe hook up with the Dread Pirate Citris, see if we can't, enjoy the whole process a whole lot more. Again, I don't think we're going to start off by just randomly grouping together. I think that it's going to be like part of the fun of this is trying to work our way through finding each other in this utterly abandoned universe. This is cool. Boom. That drop pod is still far, far away. But I know I'm going to need a few things once I actually get there. So I suppose I could start thinking about that. Now, if you'll notice, my life support's going to hell in a handbasket. So So I'm gonna need to get underground or something soon. So let's kind of keep our eyes open for a cave.
Suit power cells
Yeah, see,
depleted.
that's what I didn't want.
Technology recharge.
All right. Is that a cave? No, it's just a rock. Should be cavey-like things. Soul Vine is not one of them. But instead, I think I'm going to go through this mountain just to kind of cool off. See temperature level stabilizing. So essentially, if it's going to let me, I'm just going to kind of walk in this direction for a little while. Maybe I'll come across a cave, and that would be cool. Again, this is what we have to do to survive. And look at that. I do believe I just found a cave. Boom. Yay, cave life. Woohoo. So everything should be doing good here. All right. Oops. Get off of terrain manipulator mode. You can just kind of hang. Nearby toxins detected. It's one of those little goobers. That guy. And he's a sodium goober. All right. Bye-bye. See, my mining tool takes a whole long time to get not so much sodium. I mean, what, we get 10 sodium out of that? Not a lot. But the good news is you can see, all my health bars are coming back up to good. Certainly my toxic protection is filling up. My overall hazard protection is at full. It's just my life force right now. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, what time is it? All right, we're at 3 o'clock, so I definitely need to take a break. So I'm going to do that, but I am going to come back and do a little bit more. So how about this? Taking a 10 minutes break, putting this in the chat, so if anybody pops in, they're going to be like, oh, wait, where'd he go? Minutes, sorry. Be right back. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, and I will see you all in a few minutes. I'll be back. Alrighty, I am back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Saturday, May 3rd. Here we go. What are we doing? We are going to go try to find that drop pod because we're still trying to find our first ship, and we are in our third hour of doing so. I have regenerated as much as I'm going to be able to, so I'm still in need of oxygen. So we have a fair amount of carbon, which is great, but I'm not going to be able to resupply. Boom. My life support until I get some more oxygen. So again, this planet has, again, proven to be a problem with oxygen. However, I have succumbed to, or I shouldn't say succumbed to, I've decided to use the duplication glitch. Maybe now's the time to use it to get our oxygen levels up, just so we don't die. So it's a matter of survival. So let's do it. Again, I would not normally be using the duplication glitch. Wait, do I have no oxygen at all? Carbon. Oh, you can't put oxygen in this thing. I don't know which is the case. That's a little weird. Let's see. Do I actually have any oxygen? I literally don't. Okay, so this is not impactful to have this out here. I need to get at least one oxygen before I can do that. So I'm going to head up onto the surface again. Get a little oxygen, then dupe the snot out of. So getting up towards the surface, always heading up. We can help it. Oh no. Those little goobers, you see how they just like popped right on me there? And it does a significant amount of hazard damage. So you don't really want to go running through those dudes. That's not a great idea. Nope. Look at that. Open sky. Don't even have to mind my way out. But again, looking for oxygen. And I only need one. Just one to get it going. So let's start. Let's do one right there. Again, this is what I have to do because this planet's oxygen is in bad shape. I just need one. Oh my god. And my inventory was full when I did it. Oh my god. Oh, that's so lame. Alright, let's try it again. So, I might die. See, that's an oxygen stone. We'll just take that, and then we're going to go straight underground. Hopefully we live long enough. I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to die. Life support critical. So, again, now I'm just getting underground, just to balance out before I die. Yeah, I know. But I have my one oxygen. Alright, so I'm just going to open up a little bit of space here so I can do a little work. Oh, and I died. Dang it. Alright, well, there we go. I died. This is probably a good place to end the stream, but I'm not going to quite yet. Life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome. Isaac Asimov. Alright, so, oh no. Did I just lose all my crap? I did. I just lost everything, guys. Oh, balls. All right, well, got to kind of start over. All right, this is where I am going to cut it just because. Let me get inside this building here. Stay away from the bad guys. So, again, troublesome. Indeed. It is possible to die doing all of this. So, I'm going to be starting up next with nothing. Just literally starting from ground zero, nothing. Let's get inside. There's nothing in here for me to take because I've already been here, but this is just where I'm going to save. All right, folks. So, from a world that has virtually no oxygen, which is extremely difficult to get up and running in, I'm going to sign off for now, and I will pick it up next time. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. Today has been the Abandoned Universe run, and it's hard. It's hard. You set all the settings obviously as hard as they can be, and there's a good chance you're going to die. And I did. So there it is. But I'm not defeated. That was just the battle, not the war. So again, thank you everybody for joining. I definitely appreciate it. I hope you all are having a fantastic weekend. Get outside, enjoy the good weather. For example, here in New England, it's 85 degrees out and humid. It's crazy, and I have to go to work, which sucks, but got to do it. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I will be back soon, and hopefully in this upcoming week, I will be joined by the Dread Pirate Citris as we both try to jump into this abandoned universe and have some fun. So everybody, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And fly safe, folks. Take care.